All right, the next thing we want to do is fix this confounded Gfci, and we want to locate that basically centered up and over here. So quick and easy, and then we're going to run into a dilemma when we have this situation. We'll see how we solve that. So again, we can pick on any one of these, edit family, go back inside, and inside of here, if we go to this guy and say okay, hit edit type and cancel. I'm wondering how we should do this. Yeah, let's just go in and edit this back to the annotation family. Okay, so inside of here we have this label. Okay, and a label is just is a like a piece of text that is a placeholder that you can change, and you actually add text in, and you can put more than one in. So if I went to create here, I could say create a label, and then I could pick a point, and then I could say, you know, add a parameter, and I can put in different values, and I can, you know, take this above and put that in there. Now that's not really a good one because it's a visibility control parameter, so I'm going to take that guy back out. But I can go in here and create, you know, add a new parameter and make one. But there's one already in, and it's called label. So I'm just going to leave that there and hit escape. Okay, I'm going to take this guy and I'm going to go move it. And for the time being, I'm going to pretend that that above counter isn't there. So I'm just going to kind of put this guy here. Okay, and I'm going to pick on it again, and I just want to check the justification and alignment of that text. So wrapping between, I'm not sure what that is exactly. Vertical alignment is middle. Horizontal alignment, I'm going to say centered, so that it always kind of stays centered, and I can use my arrow key to nudge this into place and click out. So all I've really done is taken that guy, dragged it over, and moved it over to there, just with a regular press and drag, because my press and drag is turned on. And then I clicked on it and I checked the alignment of those properties. Keep readable is on, visibility is turned on. Okay, looks good. And I can say okay, good, save this guy, load it to the project, load it to the family first, overwrite the existing version. Okay, now what I want to do here is, if I click on here, what I want to do is say edit type, and I cannot, where is that Gfci option inside of here? I'm trying to flex it in this view. Oh, I guess that's right. What I have to do is go into here and turn on the labeled and write Gfci just to flex it. Gfci to see where it is. Hit apply. Sure enough, there it is. And it's up in the center. So the standard, oh, I see. All I have to do is backspace out of here, hit Gfci, hit apply, 22 volt, hit apply, standard, hit apply. So looks like it's working. Hit OK, click in here, save it in my family, load it up to my project, boom, and overwrite existing version. I don't need to overwrite the values, and all of a sudden my Gfci is nicely moved up. So I've got a couple of problems left. One is it's upside down over here, and the other one is that if I happen to turn on my above count millwork, then I have a conflict. So if I turn on my above millwork, I want that Gfci to move. Otherwise, I want it to stay where it is. So we're going to have to put a little formula in there. But let's see if we can fix the rotation part of this text to begin with. Okay, we'll come back in our next lesson and see if we can get this text to orient itself properly. So now we just have to make the text or the label in this family what is called readable. And there's a couple of settings, and it is a little bit confusing. So watch what happens. We can pick anywhere on here and say edit family. we can go inside of here. And while we're in here, we might as well set it to be the GFCI so we can see it. Hit apply, hit OK. Okay, that's just flexing it and changing it in this family. But either way, we need to pick on here and go back in, edit family. Now we're back in the annotation family. So the confusing part is if you pick on this text label, there's a property here that says keep readable, which I was myself led to believe that it was always so that the text would always be either going to the right or going vertically. It'll rotate to be either going to the right or going vertically depending on how the family gets oriented in the project. But there's an additional setting. If you pick out in the view here where there's nothing selected and you go up to the top, not your type family types, your family category and parameters, and if you pick on there, there's a little switch in here that says keep text readable, as opposed to, actually it's over here. So just a second, we can access it from here. It looks like it's the same setting. Hit OK, and sure enough it is. So if I pick on here in this view, I don't have to go up to here. I have to pick on here. Look, it says keep text readable, as opposed to picking the text and it says keep readable. Okay, so you can see how people would easily get these two confused. In fact, this one makes more sense, picking the label, setting it to be readable, but that's actually already turned on and it's not doing what we want. We have to just pick out here in nowhere land, turn this guy on, keep text readable. Okay, that's all we had to do was get back into the annotation family, turn this on, hit save, load it into my family, hit OK, overwrite existing, not going to change in here, save this guy, load it in my project 3, and overwrite. I don't need to overwrite the values. Watch what happens to our GFCIs. All of a sudden, yay, they're rotating. Now, what happens if we have a wall that's going vertical? I'll pick on this wall and say create similar. Gives me another wall tool. Use my shift key, my ortho, to go nice and straight. Escape. Pick on this guy and say create similar. Same tool. Pick on here. Boom, look at that. Pick on this side. Boom. Okay, escape. So if it's on this face of the wall, it goes this way. If it's on this face, it goes this way. If it's on here, it goes up. If it's on here, it goes up. So that is a great little tip, and I'm sure that got me for quite some time before I figured it out. So maybe have a quick review of that one. So it is a property of the family, not a property of the actual text label. That's a killer. I can't imagine how many people have gotten confused from that setting, and really a nice setting, because otherwise you get this thing and it just doesn't, it never sits where you want it to. So this is a great lesson. Last thing we have to do is that we still have the problem that if we take any one of these guys and turn on our above millwork, that now our dot is in the middle and we need a new statement that will inevitably show this GFCI offset out here if this guy's turned on. So that is a little formula lesson, and we'll do that one next.